Hello, I'm Mark from Moonstone Publications. The Financial Planning Institute of Southern Africa held its annual convention on the 3rd and 4th of November. I spoke to Lelané Bezuidenhout, the FPI's chief executive, and Ronald Matande, its chief operating officer, about the key takeaways that emerged from the presentations and panel discussions. The overall theme of this year's convention was Bring It Home. I opened the conversation by asking why this theme was chosen and what financial advisors should be bringing home.
Thanks, Mark. I think the thinking behind the theme Bring It Home this time around was to really make the profession of financial planning a quintessential South African profession. All our conventions in the past have looked at financial planning holistically and its impact not just on South Africans, but also globally, and the work that particularly our CEO does on a global stage. But we felt that this time around, it was important to talk about those issues that are quintessentially and uniquely South African. You ask what was brought home? Well, a few things. If you look at the lineup that we had this year, we had regulators who spoke about the South African regulatory landscape and the changes that we can expect. We had very inspirational South African speakers who spoke about the everyday challenges that South Africans face and the impact of financial planning on all our lives. So it was quite important that we celebrate the theme of Bring It Home this year at our FPI convention.
Thank you. Thanks, Ronald. I agree with you. So where did the theme come from? So let's start there. So Mark, we have an FPI convention committee that sits in about January each year. And then we look at what are trends in the profession. What do we need to talk about? So the committee looked at speakers, topics, and then we said, what can we bring home? And somebody said, but there's your theme. So the idea was, what can you bring home? So now that you've listened to the subject matter experts, you've listened about AI. Some of the topics we spoke about is the future client. We spoke about AI. We spoke about fintech. The regulators were here. We had finfluencers and everybody. You saw Mandy Wiener and the powwow financial journalist panel we had, and everybody. I want to compliment each speaker. They got the theme because they focused on what can the audience take home. So what can you bring it home, take it home? What can I go and implement in my financial planning practice now? What can I include in my financial planning philosophy?
I think all of the presentations, panel discussions contained a lot of food for thought. We had a high standard of speakers, and I know it is somewhat unfair to say pick some favorites. I'm not just being subjective, but in the sense of if you had to say to people, go back, listen to that recording again, think about it, which ones would you identify?
Thanks, Mark. Like Lelané said, AI was quite topical at this convention, and it is topical in the lives of South Africans. As we know, there's a lot of large language models that are out there. And so it would be important maybe to mention Francois du Tour's presentation. But I think the key takeaway from that was where he mentioned that AI is still a tool at the end of the day. It cannot replace the human 100%. So maybe that would be one standout. But I think the start of the convention with Verity Price and the journey that she took us on was really uniquely and quintessentially South African in the sense that we always face challenges in this country, but her story, especially about how you get up when you fall, her story about still showing up with purpose and with confidence. I think that's really something that, if you want to pick you up as it is, just a motivational theme to go on, I think that is, for me, one of the key standouts of this convention.
Verity Price, she was amazing. I think what I took from her lesson is don't give up. Sometimes the calling we think we are called to do, it's still the same calling, but you you shouldn't give up on your dreams, and her lesson for me, it's not how you fall, but it's how you get up. And then I want to single out also Dante de Gory, the CEO of the Financial Planning Standards Board. I did like his reflection on the global view of the future of financial planning. So please listen to what he had said. But then definitely Anton Swanepoel day one as well. He gave us about an hour of Kofi update, what to expect, the tsunamis and the waves. And I do like his interplay between putting on the sunglasses, the groggy one, and then the glasses where you've got vision, and to understand that the new regulatory environment is not there to trip you. It's definitely not there to trip you. And that we need to change our lenses, because the best leadership book and financial planning practice guide is actually Kofi coming in. And that's what he was trying to highlight, because he highlighted quite a few leadership books, and he said, you could read all these books. Kofi is all of them, because it tells you how to put your financial planning institution together, from corporate governance all the way through to the data collection. So day two for me was jam-packed. There was amazing panel discussions that we had. And you've seen them all today. And if I have to really call out one or two, if I look at the panel we had with Manny Wiener, Justice, as well as Ryk van Niekerk that we had. We also had Razan Oosthuizen on the Finfluencer one on the other side, and Juanita Foster. So it was a Finfluencer one that was headed by our digital marketing manager, Samkelo Mkhize, and then definitely Manny Wiener's panel discussion, and definitely the speaker that closed up for us, his inspirational story. I'm not going to give away a lot about the last slot. What I can say is, as he was explaining on the screen how his heart rate went up as those big ships were approaching, I looked at my watch, and just listening to his story shot my heart rate through the roof. But kudos to everybody that was here.
Those were some of the highlights from this year's FPI convention. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more conversations shaping the future of financial planning.